Okay, so I'm gonna try to get through this video without it being like a tear fest. I hate crying on camera. I hate being seen crying. I hate just the idea of crying, but unfortunately, this video is not a happy video. It's not a happy ending video. It's not a good feels video. It's just a reality video. Reality video. And my realities, if you follow my page at any point in time at all, have not been very great realities. I've had a very difficult life with my health problems, um, amongst other things. It's been a struggle every step of the way, from womb to now. It's been a struggle, and it's still continuing to be a struggle. So I think today is what, April 28th, 2021. And I'm 28 years old, and in a week and a couple of days, May 10th, I will be having a hysterectomy and an ileostomy surgery. The reason for that is because I have endometriosis. And endometriosis is basically where the endometrial lining of your uterus grows outside of the uterus and attaches to anything and any body part that it pleases. And so when you have your period every month, the lesions grow and attach to more things. Think of it like the kudzu vines, or weeds they call them, the kudzu weeds, and they just kind of sprout and grow and attach and tangle up into everything that it can possibly attach to. So prior to this, last year, or was it this year? I can't even keep up with that. It's so sad, I just have to laugh through it. I can't even keep up with the amount of endometriosis surgeries that I've had to have, but it's been one every year since I think I was 18 years old, maybe. And the last one that I had, either the beginning of this year or the middle to end of last year, I ended up losing my right ovary because it was so attached, like, to everything. There was no saving it. So that sucked to hear. It did. It sucked. But then I went for my follow-up appointment, where he then hit me up with the news of, your left ovary's not doing great either. It's worse entangled than the right one was. So that's why we didn't touch it. I thought they didn't touch because it was fine. And forgive me, I may be slurring or communicating how the situation went down. Like I said, I've been through a lot, and this year, 2020 was a shitty year for all of us. Let's just lay that flat out there. But health wise and mentally wise, like, it was just something was here and something was here and something was here and something was here and something was here, and I didn't get a break. I didn't have a breathing moment at all to just stop and take in all that had happened to me. I just didn't. I didn't have time to process anything. I just was going with the blows. Okay, right, left, duck. Right, left, duck. I was just in the Muhammad Ali. I was just in the Muhammad Ali of it. And I'm not crying yet. I just had something in my eye, but really. But I didn't have time to just sit down and really process the information that was given to me, other than the fact that the biggest thing I heard in that appointment was, your left ovary is at risk for being removed as well, but we don't have the capabilities to remove it. We are not specialized enough to remove it. It's attached to your bowels. Like, we can't do it. We just can't. Like, we're not going to be the ones to do it. You can leave it in there, but you're going to continue to have the issues that you're having now. And in 2019, I want to say it was 2019, I went to a excision specialist, and I was in the OR for like 4 hours, and they got like everything out of me. They did excision. There's a difference between excision and adhesion. Sorry, hold up. What's it called? Where they burn off the endometriosis that's at the surface. They don't really get all like the root of it that's at the bottom. That's the excision, where they really get all the like the root of the growth from the very deep bottom, and they literally like cut it out of you. So that doctor did, a pretty thorough job of it. But even he too was like, I'm sorry, but I'm not touching your left ovary. Like, it's a little complicated situation. We're going to pause here at that point in the story, because the reason why they keep saying everything is a complicated situation with me is because I don't have a colon. I don't know if you, like I said, if you have not seen my previous videos, I will link it up at the top so that you can just go ahead and click on Life After Total Colectomy or the Journey to Total Colectomy. Whatever video you want to look at, you can go back and look at, and then come back to this video and be like, oh, okay. So unpause. We're picking back up. This doctor from the excision was like, I'm not dealing with the left ovary situation because I'm not a bowel surgeon, and I don't know any bowel surgeons that know how to like come in and intervene and do what they need to be doing, like in the fashion and manner that they should be doing it appropriately, I guess. I don't know. Nobody really gave me a detailed answer. They just said they couldn't do it, and I appreciate the honesty, thank you for that, but they just didn't really tell me. They just said, like, we're not qualified, or, like, we don't know how to do those types of things, or, like, this is just out of our stature of normality, you're out of our scope, what have you. That was just the normal response that I got. So, finally I said, okay, whatever. At some point, I made the decision to contact my doctors back here at Cleveland Clinic. And no, sorry, I'm already messing the story up. Let me get it together. I went back because not long after having my left ovary surgery, I had so much pain. Like, I went to the ER, I think a week after the surgery, and I was doubled over in pain. They were giving me so much pain medicine, it was not helping. They ended up admitting me in the hospital for like 2 days. When I got out, I went and immediately had an appointment with my OBG doctor locally, and we discussed. He was like, I'm just going to refer you to OBG oncologist surgery doctor. I forgot what they're called. But gynecologists that are surgeons. And he's like, because you need to, in order for you to have like some sort of relief, and this to not keep reoccurring, like you just need to have a hysterectomy. Like you need to just get this taken out. And I was, I'm 28 and I don't have any kids. I've got 2 small dogs. After 2020 hit, I definitely was glad that I didn't have any kids, because, you know what I mean? Like, parents are in the situation looking around like, what am I supposed to be doing with my kids right now? They didn't sign up to be teachers. If they wanted to be a teacher, they would have chose that as a career, but they did not. So I would have been in the same situation, like, what do I do with him? Or her, or whatever. I just assumed that I always would have a son, but, so, but that still doesn't take that maternal instinct out of you of wanting to at some point be married and like have a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm that independent, very, tomboyish, but like I'm a really good mix of everything. Tomboyish, but still likes to get her nails done, still likes to have her hair popping, and like I will go from full athletic sportswear, no makeup, just throw my little headband on, get my little Cantu in my hair, get my curls going, and out the door I'm out. That I can go from that to glammed up in any second. But I've struggled with wanting to be, because I have not accomplished career wise things that I want to accomplish. I don't want to, I don't want to have a family right now. But I never said I didn't want to have kids, period. Like, I've never been the one in my family to say, like, I'm never having kids. My sister, yeah, she was like, I'm not having kids, period. That wasn't me. I was always like, I'm going to have a son. Like, I already got these awesome names picked out. He's going to be named after a god or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, I like, but it just went a different way. And so, with that different way came a lot of different feelings. Hearing 28 and hysterectomy is like kind of like an oxymoron. But while have had endometriosis, I have had menopausal symptoms. Like, I sweat like nobody's business. I have hot flashes like nobody's business. I don't really have like mood swings or anything like that, but the hot flashes and like the sweats are constant, and it's always something, and it's always related hormonally. Like, so I can say maybe I've had premenopausal symptoms since I lost my left ovary, more so, but like I was having them whenever I was having both of my ovaries are still in, and I was having to have the surgery every year because it would regrow, and then the pain would come back with full force, and I'd be like, okay, we just went through this. Did we not? Deja vu or no? Like, what is this? Groundhog Day? So that news, kind of took me back a little bit. I'm not gonna say a little bit. I cried. Like, I cried. Because you'd never want to be told like that your chance to have a kid has been taken from you. When there's people, I'm not gonna get started in depth with it because I know the waterworks will come. But it just, there's people out there that get pregnant and they be like laying their kids in a box on the sidewalk. And they couldn't have been the one to get the disease that takes their ability to have a kid away from them, but they was gonna be a bad mom. They should. I feel like karmatically, those should be the people who get those situations, who get handed that deck of cards. Who pulls out the "you ain't having no kids" card. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people should be getting it, because the type of parents that are gonna abuse their kids, the type of parents that aren't gonna be good parents, and they know good and damn well they ain't gonna be no good parent. They just using them for a check, And I'm talking to y'all. Yeah, I'm calling y'all out because I'm mad. I'm hurt. I'm mad. I'm enraged over the fact that why I got dealt this card. And y'all out there using your kids as a check. Treating your kids going to school dirty, hungry. Never would I ever. And that's another reason why I said I wanted to wait to have kids until I could be, financially stable. Right now, I'm working like 3 jobs, and I'm chronically ill. I am always at the doctor's office. I put on very well. I am strong. I am strong-minded. I am strong-willed. I am strong-souled. But I am not invincible. I hurt just like everybody else does. I go through pain, and it's a pain that uh, nobody will ever be able to understand unless you go through it yourself, where you're just constantly going through the ringer. Something is always going on with you, whether it's health wise, whether it's, physically wise, whether it's mentally, you're battling stuff, I'm still dealing with the situation of, I'm gonna leave that one out of this video because that's not what it's about. But it just, like, there's still stuff that I buried so deep, like, that I should have dealt with when it happened, and I didn't. And if I can give y'all one piece of advice in this video, please deal with your traumas when they happen. Feel the feels and release them, because you don't deserve to suffer through pain and memories that somebody else, number one, is not suffering for, that they caused you, and number two, that you can't control. If it's a situation that you can't control, you can't keep beating yourself up about it. And that's something that I'm learning to try to teach myself. I cannot keep beating myself up about this. This is out of my control. All I can say is I don't understand it. I don't agree with it, but this is how it is. It is what it is. I told you at some point I was gonna, and it's more of a frustrated tear flow than it is anything else, because I feel like I've gone through enough. And I'm just wondering to myself, and I'm now saying it out loud, when does my suffering end?